Greed, fraud, and billions stolen. From Ponzi schemes to money heist, some people never fail to play the system to find their way into unthinkable fortunes. From hackers stealing millions to mastermind criminals breaking vaults, these are the biggest money heists in history. Number 10. The GardaWorld Cash Heist. $14 million stolen. Imagine having access to millions in cash and deciding that you will just take it. That's exactly what happened in the US in 2024. Late on March 30th, 2024, at around 11:30 p.m., a burglar alarm was triggered at the GardaWorld facility on Roxford Street. But there was no sign of suspicious activity until the sun rose. A fortress of money was looted. Somewhere between those alarms, a team of thieves had broken into the building. No broken locks, no smashed doors, complete professionals. They knew exactly where to strike. Using precise tools, they cut a huge hole into the side of the building right where the money was stored. And then, just as easily as they came, they disappeared with $30 million. The LAPD and FBI launched a full-scale investigation, but no fingerprints, no footprints, and no trail to follow, as if they had vanished into the air. Number 9. DMM Bitcoin Exchange Hack. $320 million stolen. Who needs guns when you have a keyboard, right? In May 2024, Japan's DMM Bitcoin Exchange became the target of such a cyber scam, and the price was $305 million in cryptocurrency. By exploiting the vulnerabilities in the exchange's security protocols, the hackers gained unauthorized access to the company's hot wallet, which is a digital vault for daily transactions. With surgical precision, they initiated the transfer of the massive Bitcoin stash to wallets under their control. But the biggest problem with such a move was that the cryptocurrencies can be tracked. Authorities could recover some of the funds before hackers could cash out. By December 2024, DMM Bitcoin announced it would cease operations, transferring all customer accounts and assets to SBI VC Trade. And the criminals still out there. Number 8. WazirX Crypto Exchange Hack. $235 million stolen. Another day, another crypto heist. In 2022, hackers hit WazirX, an Indian crypto exchange, making off with $235 million. But how? July 18, 2024, WazirX's security systems detected an unusual activity. In split seconds, a staggering $235 million was gone. It was a flaw in the system that led them to exploit transactions. The entire WazirX leadership faced intense scrutiny, which forced them to come up with a compensation plan, which was a 55-45 approach, where users were granted immediate access to 55% of their assets. The incident not only ripped WazirX, but it shook the entire cryptocurrency community, leaving their vulnerability under the spotlight. And it proved that in the digital age, crime truly pays if you know what you're doing. Number 7. KuCoin Cryptocurrency Heist. $280 million stolen. Hackers love crypto exchanges, and KuCoin was no exception. And in September 2020, they did just that, hitting one of the world's biggest exchanges, KuCoin, and making off with a staggering $280 million. But did they see what was coming for them? The hackers breached the exchange's hot wallets and stole Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, XRP, etc. But KuCoin was not ready to let the hackers eat a wholesome meal. They immediately shut down all transactions and withdrawals before calling in blockchain security firms and exchange partners to follow the money. Even the hackers didn't realize how fast the money slipped away from them. By the end of the operation, KuCoin and its partners had successfully recovered or frozen over $200 million. But what about the remaining $80 million? It was looted through a decentralized exchange platform where there is no restriction. Despite this, KuCoin stood by its customers, covering all their losses. A rare win for the good guys. Number 6. The CoinCheck Crypto Heist. $530 million stolen. The biggest cryptocurrency theft ever. In the world of digital finance, one mistake can cost millions. And in January 2018, Coincheck, one of Japan's largest cryptocurrency exchanges, made that mistake. They stored their NEM tokens in a hot wallet directly connected to the internet, and the cost was $530 million. Hackers infiltrated Coincheck's systems, breaching security protocols and transferring funds to anonymous wallets. Even though the authority immediately froze all NEM transactions, it was too late. Even though Japan's Financial Services Agency, FSA, launched an investigation, all the fingers were pointed at the security measures of Coincheck. Despite efforts to recover the funds, most of it disappeared into the deep web, never to be seen again. Number 5. The Mt. Gox Heist, $450 million stolen. Mt. Gox was the biggest Bitcoin exchange before crypto, but in 2014, disaster struck them. At its peak, Mt. Gox handled 70% of all Bitcoin transactions worldwide until the company suddenly shut down in 2014. And the reason was 850,000 Bitcoin worth $450 million just vanished. But the shocking fact was that the hackers were draining Bitcoin from Mt. Gox hot wallets since 2011 by exploiting the security flaws. By the time they realized it, there was no going back. The poor security, mismanagement, and missing records forced CEO Mark Karpeles to shut the company. And the lesson was, in crypto, even giants can fall. Number 4. The Antwerp Diamond Center Heist, $100 million stolen. In 2003, a group of thieves pulled off the most daring diamond heist ever, and their target? The Antwerp Diamond Center, one of the most secure vaults in the world. Even though the vault was protected by 10 layers of security, Leonardo Notarbartolo, an Italian thief, found a way to bypass it. On February 15, 2003, they broke in and spent hours looting the vaults, and by morning, $100 million in jewels was gone. Despite a bag of evidence against Notarbartolo, he never revealed where the diamonds went. Yes, a plan that was flawless along with legendary execution. And the stolen treasure? Never seen again. Number 3. The Dunbar Armored Robbery. $18.9 million stolen. Some robberies take courage and others just need inside knowledge. The Dunbar Armored Robbery in 1997 is the proof for the same. With $18.9 million in stolen cash, the Dunbar Armored Robbery remains the largest cash heist in U.S. history. And all thanks to one man, Alan Pace III. He was a former security inspector for Dunbar Armored, who knew the place inside out. The night of September 12, 1997 started like any other until Pace and his crew entered the facility sensing his keycard. They ambushed the guards, tied them up, and ran towards the vault. They loaded up $18.9 million in cash, and as quickly as they came, they disappeared into the night. For years, the FBI had no leads until one of Pace's accomplices messed it up by using the money that was in original Dunbar money straps. FBI didn't take much time to get to Pace and arrest him. Later, he was sentenced to 24 years in prison, but the money? Gone. Number 2. The United California Bank Heist, $30 million stolen. It was 1972 when a gang of criminals pulled off the biggest bank burglary in U.S. history. And their target was a whopping $30 million from the United California Bank in Laguna Niguel, the biggest bank burglary in the U.S. But they didn't know one mistake would seal their fate. The mastermind behind the heist was Emil Dincio with his 6-man crew. On the night of March 24, 1972, they blew the vault door open with dynamite and looted cash, bonds, jewelry, and valuables worth $30 million. And without a trace, they left. But one mistake that they made was enough to hunt them down. They didn't wear gloves, and it was not a big deal for the FBI to find their fingerprints on the vault door and safety deposit boxes. The evidence took the investigation team to Ohio, where Emil Dincio and his men were spending stolen cash on luxury cars and properties. Within months, the entire gang was arrested. Denzio was sentenced to long prison terms, leaving him to curse his life for that single mistake that brought everything down. Number 1, the British Bank of the Middle East robbery, $50 million stolen. The chaos that followed the Lebanese Civil War was an opportunity for some criminals. Their target was the British Bank of the Middle East, and the method that they chose was to blast their way into the bank. Using explosives, they blew a massive hole through the wall of a Catholic church, which shared a wall with the bank. As they cracked open the vault, cash, gold bars, stocks, and jewels worth $50 million were waiting for them, and just like that, they vanished from history. The British Bank of the Middle East never recovered its losses, and no arrests were ever made. And to this day, the British Bank of the Middle East robbery remains one of the greatest unsolved heists in history. Some of these thieves were caught, while others vanished into fortune. From high-tech cyber hacks to old-school vault breaches, these legendary heists prove one thing: crime may not always pay, but when it does, it remains in history. But the real question is, for every money heist that makes headlines, how many more have gone unnoticed? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. The next heist story? Stay tuned!